Hey, what's going on, everyone? Sly here with Flo. And this right here, to me, is one of the most interesting articles I've ever read when it pertains to Brock Purdy. Now, for those of you who don't know, last year they had a big Halloween party. And I remember that day like it was yesterday. Not that I was there, because Jed York would never let me in to any of those parties, because I do say some stuff about Jed. But I remember the guys on the 49ers, they were posting on IG. Everybody was posting about this party. I actually have a few clips here. But this was kind of crazy hearing this story by Nick Wagner from ESPN. Let me read just a little bit about it. Long before Brock Purdy, San Francisco 49ers quarterback, Pro Bowl and MVP candidate was a thing, Purdy was a thing. Specifically, Purdy was thing one, his costume he chose with offensive linemen Nick Zakel and Alfredo Gutierrez, his teammates, then roommates, and fellow characters from Dr. Seuss, The Cat in the Hat, at the Niners 2022 party. The 49ers had lost just 8 days before against the Kansas City Chiefs, but were optimistic because of the signing of Christian McCaffrey. That Halloween night, Purdy was a backup for Jimmy Garoppolo, but he showed his swagger, baby. Oh, he was with Kyle Juszczyk, Christian McCaffrey, and George Kittle. And I guess Kittle said, he just give me a chance. I can make all the plays, laughing. I'm going to feed the ball to every one of you. And it was phenomenal. And I guess so. Anyways, he said all this stuff to Christian McCaffrey, Kyle Juszczyk, and Kyle Juszczyk talks about this to this day, saying, man, dude, that story was crazy. A freaking 7th round pick out there, basically going up to these guys. He knows Christian McCaffrey for about 8 days, and he's telling him, dude, I'm going to get you the ball. Yeah, and he's telling Juszczyk in the group, like, just going off. A 7th round pick, a dude that probably could have been cut, and he's out there with swagger saying, dude, I'm the guy. What do you think about this, man, that this guy has the balls to be like, and he's not even the starting quarterback at the time. Just keep in mind, he's not the starting quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo, he's at the party. He's with his cowboy hat, like the star of the show. And this no-name backup comes in and tells the guy, like they said in this article, like Oprah, oh, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. Like, you get a ball, you get a ball. What do you think about this, man?
Yeah, man, it just shows ultimate confidence pretty much before you even start, before you're on anyone's even radar besides Niner fans who had been to the training camps and stuff beforehand. You're on nobody's radar, and you're telling these stars, these guys are stars, he's telling that, hey, I'm going to do this for you guys. That just shows unlimited confidence, because it's one thing to say, I'm going to speak something into existence, but it's another thing to actually go out there and do it. And that's what Brock Purdy's done, man. He's been able to freaking pretty much cast a check that his mouth wrote. And now these guys, they believe him. They're like, oh, shoot. Like, looking back on it, now they're starting to reminisce. They're like, dude, this guy told us this all the way back in 2022 Halloween. That's crazy. But it also shows how close these guys are to remember a story like that, and to actually have kind of like believed him, you know, and like be like, hey, we trust this guy now like 100%, because his actions speak louder than words, essentially. But man, for a young guy to freaking go out and do that, that's crazy. But what do you think, man?
Yeah, even Kyle Juszczyk said, I think recently, he's like, I'm going to tell my kids that story. And especially if we win the Super Bowl, that story is going to go on forever. And even when he got hurt, Garoppolo got hurt that game, George Kittle was there after that game, and he kicked Purdy's chair and was like, dude, you spoke it into existence. And then Purdy's like, what are you talking about? The party, like the party, dude, the Halloween party. So to me, that just shows you the confidence, man. Like, this guy has so much confidence. It's like, there's a few buddies I have, you know, they always go up to me, hey man, how'd you do it back in the day with the girls? And I'm like, dude, confidence. You got to have confidence. You can't tell them, you can't go up to a girl and be like, hi, my name's Stan. My name's Stan. No, man. Then they're just going to look down on you. You have to have that swagger. And one story that I remember was last year, that first practice when Brock Purdy was out there. Guys were messing around. They were goofing around. I'm thinking one of the guys was probably Juwan Jennings, because he's like a goofball. But Brock Purdy, in the huddle as a rookie, said, hey, knock it the F around. Let's fucking go. Like, let's go, dude. Like, I'm not here to be messing around. Like, and then everybody, like, Trent Williams talked about that story. He's like, dude, everyone was like, oh shoot, what the heck? This guy's like a rookie, and he's like putting everyone in place. So he's not messing around there. He's someone that is no nonsense guy. and I love it. It kind of does remind me. I don't want to compare Purdy to Kaepernick because I think Purdy's the better quarterback. But when Kaepernick, his rookie year, he had that motivation where he was, I think, throwing the ball to him and Quentin Patton, and Kaepernick was throwing the ball a little harder every time. He said, "I'm not a backup. I'm not a backup," and he kept throwing it like saying, "I'm not going to be a backup." Quentin Patton was like, "Dude, calm down. Like I'm catching these balls and they're like fire." And he spoke into existence, and that's when he had the fire. I know he kind of lost that fire, and that was throwing interceptions left and right to other teams. But when he had that fire, and he meant it, he had that confidence. His first few years on fire, and I see that with Brock Purdy, a guy that just has that swagger to him, that something that some people don't have. Some guys just don't have it. I remember when I was in middle school, I threw touchdowns my year, but then that second game, I folded like a cheap. I turned into Jim Everett, man. I turned into Jim Everett. I was Chris Everett. So I went downhill. I'm like, fudge, man. But someone like Purdy, he's someone that he didn't give a damn if he throws an interception. He was like, I'm still going to fire those damn balls down the field. So you got to have it on and off the field, and it seemed like he has it. In this Halloween story right here, it kind of like, it pumped me up. Like, all right, man, I'm hearing more and more of these stories come around from this guy. So that's one thing that you got to have, and that's confidence, and that's a little bit of swagger to him. I know that in the media, he's kind of like this quiet assassin, like very respectful, very, like a politician, but when it comes to that field, man, it's all hands on deck. I'm not messing around. This is a serious thing, and I respect this so much, man.
Yeah, and it's not just that confidence. Obviously, that confidence is important, like you said, either if it's sports or with girls, you got to have that confidence, but not even that, because sometimes things don't go your way, but having that ability to bounce back and just be that confident the next time around, because sometimes you get a bad break, sometimes the girl ends up like, it doesn't work out. You can't be like, okay, I'm done, I gotta quit. That's what happened to Kaepernick, remember? He started having those rough outings and he kind of shut down. But Brock Purdy, man, we've seen his rough outings. What does he do? He bounces back, plays better than ever. And just like with girls, man, sometimes you gotta bounce back. You gotta go play better, get to the next game, next one, keep winning,
Yeah, so it's unbelievable what he's doing. And like hearing this from a rookie that he's doing that, and keep in mind a 7th round pick, even like 1st round picks, quarterbacks, you could tell they're kind of like, what do I do here? I'm not the big man on campus anymore. Yeah, oh yeah, exactly. It happens all the time. So it's a complete different animal with this kid, where he knows that, hey, and it's not like even him being like an a-hole, because he's not even like that either. He's not like those, quarterbacks you heard, Ryan Tannehill, where he would get mad. He would start screaming if someone caught an interception in practice. Or Jay Cutler, I heard was a little prick. He's not like that at all. He's like a really humble dude, and he cares for everybody. But when it comes to like, hey, this is your job. This is your time to do it now. I'm not going to like scream at you and go crazy, like curse you out. But if something needs to be done, I'm going to, hey, let's go, knock it off. So I love him, man. I just love that he has all those intangibles, and to do it while you're not at that party, while you're not the starting quarterback. He's not the guy, Jimmy Garoppolo, everyone was all in love with him. He was a big man on campus. We had gone on a little winning streak. Obviously, we did lose that week before to the KC, but he was the guy, he was at the Warriors games, remember, and all the cheerleaders coming after him. So, I mean, he was the big dude on campus. Brock Purdy's this no-name guy, and he's telling all these other guys, hey, man, be ready. And 27 days later, he's the starting quarterback. Absolutely, it's crazy, man. It's like a movie, Disney movie right there. But we'll see how it goes, but he's a dude I'm definitely confident going forward.
All right, well, you guys let us know in the comments what you guys think about this Brock Purdy story, telling these guys all the way back in October of 2022 that he's going to be that guy. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. See y'all next time.
Peace.